Mastery number 8 in section 2.5 seems to be giving some folks some trouble. It reads, the larger of two numbers is 6 less than 5 times the smaller. When the smaller number is subtracted from the larger, the difference is 14. And then it asks you to find the two numbers. So since it says to find the two numbers, that's what leads me to say, let x be the smaller number. And the reason I chose to let x be the smaller number is because over here, what comes after the word than is the smaller number. Now, it also says the larger of two numbers is 6 less than 5 times the smaller. Less than, remembers that one where the order that you say it in English is different than the order you write it in math. So you'd say, let 5 minus x be the larger number. We don't have an equation yet, but we do still have a sentence left that says when the smallest number is subtracted from the larger. So in other words, if we take the larger number and we subtract the smaller number, the result is 14, and we have expressions for the larger number and smaller number. 5x minus 6 for the larger number, and x for the smaller number. Since it's only x, you don't need parentheses like we did on some other subtraction problems. If you would have had something like x plus 2 or x minus 2, you would have needed parentheses to make sure you're subtracting the whole thing. So now we move on to the solve step. If we combine like terms, we get 4x minus 6 is 14. If we add 6 to both sides of the equation, we get that 4x is equal to 20. And if you take 4x is equal to 20 and divide both sides by 4, you get x equals 5. So the smaller number is 5. Looking back, the larger number is given by this expression right here, this 5x minus 6. So if I take 5x minus 6 and put the 5 in there, 5 times 5 minus 6 is 25 minus 6, or 19. So the larger number is 19, and since this isn't a problem about anything except numbers, there's no real-world context, to do the reasonableness check, all you can really do is make sure it satisfies everything it says in the problem, and we've already figured that the larger number is 5 times the smaller minus 6. The other thing we could check is that their difference is 14, and when you do 19, take away 5, you do get 14, so it seems reasonable. The big idea here, use one of your sentences to set up expressions for the two different numbers, and use the other sentence to set up an equation.